On April 9th, 2021 of this year, the Miami Herald wrote a story saying, this group helped Miamians transition from public housing. And they quote someone as saying, I don't feel alone anymore. The Circle of Brotherhood have been active in this community, helping people for years. They've done it, like some of the tech companies say, bootstrapped, meaning they have lived off the very meager donations that people have given them. But on this day of April 9th, 2021, I called Leroy and I said, Leroy, I've got to get you some help. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I got to do it. I mean, what you guys are doing here, above and beyond what you normally do, which is already exceptional, I've got to get involved. I got to help. And there began a journey. It's a journey that took me to the White House when the President of the United States asked me to come up with a bipartisan coalition of mayors and governors to talk about ARPA funding, the American Rescue Plan. We had been skipped over in the CARES Act, and we told them we needed the money given directly to cities the way they give us CDBG. And rather than us get very little, as we got in the CARES Act, we only got $8 million out of $88 million that we should have gotten. We ended up getting $140 million in two $70 million increments. And so we began this process. I'm sure Leroy probably thought I forgot. It's okay, because I'm sure a lot of people make promises and forget. And that's unfortunately become the status quo, where people make promises and then forget. And I remember reading this article by Isaiah, who did the other article as well, phenomenal reporter for the Miami Herald. And this was on June 5th, where he says, Biden is giving millions to cities. Groups curbing gun violence say they should get some. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, they're going to get some, at least from me. And most of the article was from Miami-Dade County and sort of their advocacy at Miami-Dade County. And when the ARPA dollars came, I came to my commissioners, and I have to give my commissioners a lot of credit, because I put the ideas in front of them sometimes, but they're the ones that have to make the tough decisions to approve it or not approve it. And people often wonder, well, why don't you get involved and pick a fight with them? I said, because they're the ones that are giving up, they're giving me the money, making me look good. And unity is so much more important than division. And the Circle of Brotherhood is a unifying organization. It's about unity. It's about purpose. It's about allowing people to live in dignity and giving them an opportunity to serve. For me, I love the hateration. It motivates me and gets me refocused. And people often say, well, why do you talk about tech so much? I say, well, I talk about tech a lot because we need to understand where this world is going. And we need to prepare our children. A little girl right there, the 5,000 role models that I had here in this audience just this week. We have to prepare them for that reality. If we don't do that, you guys are going to have more work to do. And so, in a nice way, I want to put you all out of business, right? I want to be able to allow you guys to transition to other important objectives that I know you will, because you're always going to find a soul. You're always going to find a mission. And so, for me, it's an honor and a privilege, and I'll say a few words in Spanish, but I'll do this in English first. It is an honor and a privilege for me as the mayor of the city of Miami, along with my commission, to present to Lyle and the Circle of Brotherhood this check for $1 million. All right, y'all got to be patient because I got to do it in Spanish now. Can't cash it just yet. Bank's not open on Saturday. Well, some of them are. Para mí es un gran privilegio estar reunido aquí hoy con el Círculo de Hermandad, que tiene un programa y varios programas que han ayudado a esta comunidad por tantos años. Yo tuve el gran privilegio de ser invitado a la Casa Blanca conjunto con una reunión de alcaldes y de gobernadores para pedirle apoyo al gobierno federal para los más necesitados en nuestra comunidad. Al principio respondieron con darnos $140 millones. Y quiero darle las gracias a la Comisión de Miami por apoyar esta donación a esta organización que ha ayudado a tantas personas en necesidad. Ellos continúan a encontrar una forma de ayudar a los que lo necesitan. Así que para mí es un gran privilegio y un orgullo poder contribuirle a ellos $1 millón para sus esfuerzos en nuestra comunidad. Come on up here, Lau. Come on up here, Lau. Come on up here, Lau. Come on up here. I want you to accept this on behalf of our residents, on behalf of the people of the United States.
You know, we always give honor to God, but we have to give honor to God's eyes, his ears, and his hands, and his selected leadership. His selected leadership. And Mayor Suarez, you don't know how honored we are today. And to be honest, as much of a blessing as that outstanding resource is, it's your thought about our work, brother. You know, you are so correct. I can't tell you how many so-called leaders, organizations, they laud the work that we do. We just never get the resources to do it the way we know it can and should be done. And brother, you will for always be a part of our historical growth. Because no matter what dollars come on the other end, the foundation so we can really be what our community needs will always be because of your eyes and ears. And Brother Leroy and myself were having a conversation about you, my dear brother. And one of the things that you probably do, then, I'll just be honest, more than most of your colleagues that we met here and in the county, you listen. And you watch. And you see. And then you back up your word, brother. So we're going to back up our word. Not taking lightly any type of opportunity to serve the residents of the city of Miami. You have my word and the word of our president, our secretary, that we are going to serve this city well. And it will be notable. See, one thing about the Circle of Brotherhood, we don't have a problem saying we're going to do outstanding work because we are, no matter what it takes. And we're going to help families, who suffered depression during COVID, those who know they suffered depression, and those who are still going through wellness challenges and don't even know it. We're also going to help public housing residents and neighborhoods with transformation initiatives. We're not the kind of brothers that want to keep on doing the same thing. So you're right. We do want to go out of that kind of business so we can do other things. And lastly, we pledge to service 500 families in the city of Miami with the finest youth development that you've seen, what we call a worst to first approach. So we're going after the ones who need it the most. And I also just have to say to the members of the Circle of Brotherhood, who efforts and tirelessly when it comes to volunteering and being on the front end, who do we serve? Our community. It's your work. And I do want you to know this, that this is a new beginning for us. You know, people see us and just because we look good, don't we look good? Right? They think we have what we need to do what needs to be done. And this is going to give us an opportunity to build the infrastructure and do some wonderful things. And I have to say this, and lastly, in terms of public housing, brother, you just put the city of Miami ahead of the entire country in public housing reform. Public housing reform all across this country. And that program that you cited, it was the first of its kind in the country, and now we're going to be able to put arms and feet and legs on it. Brother, we're honored. And I have to say this last thing. We live in South Florida. And let this be an example that whether we are black, whether we are Latino, whether we are Christian, Muslim, Jew, that when we put people first, we get the results that people want to see. And so we look forward to serving all of Miami, you know, some more specifically, but we look forward to serving the whole city because of the opportunity that you've given us, my brother. And we are humbly, humbly grateful. And I have to say this on behalf of Brother Leroy. Probably say it like this. Man, Mr. Mayor, man, you all right with me, Mr. Mayor. We love you, my brother.
I just want to say one last thing. I'm a dues-paying member, so I got to pay my dues. There's a treasure right here. Treasure. I know you ain't going to get there $20 at a time, but that's why it's important to put some more members. But I like getting my brown shirt, the Chris new one in the mail. I'm a medium, you know, a little nice and snug. And so, Mr. President, if you want to say a few words.
Without trying to hold emotions, this is historic for the Circle of Brotherhood. To bring people from different backgrounds, as we always say, from the streets to the suites, to be able to come together, but to understand that the root cause, the foundation that brought us together is God. And what we found out in giving our sweat equity is that when you love what you do, people show love for what you do. So I want to thank the mayor, and thank the Circle of Brotherhood and all that do the sweat equity. Thank you for all that you do. And if we continue to do what we do, 1 million is only a pebble of what's to come. What I think is what I am is what I think. Change my mind, change my heart. Change my heart, change my ways. Thank you.
Big picture.
Before you wake up, before I cry.